Sometimes we can have too much pride to want to face our weaknesses. I've struggled with that in the past too, perfectionism and pride. But when we humble ourselves and admit and recognize that we're not perfect, and in fact we can be kind of terrible sometimes, it actually accelerates us to a stronger point where we can level up so much easier. Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin and I run the blog called Mrs. Midwest. Today we are going to be discussing the topic of leveling up in life. Now, I do not have all the answers. My life is not perfect, my life is not completely sorted. But I do know we have a lot of young women here in our feminine family. I know we have a lot of people looking to level up in life. The first thing that even drew me to YouTube was all of the content about improvement, improving your style, improving your discipline, improving your health, your fitness, all of that good stuff. I really believe YouTube is such a special haven for that information. So again, I am no expert, but I'm hoping to inspire some of you today, maybe be somewhat helpful, or at the very least to be entertaining. So with all of that being said, let's dive into the first tip, and that is to get your house in order. This is your physical house, but also your figurative house. Saying get your house in order kind of means the things on your to-do list, the practical side of life, cleaning your room, cleaning your house, doing your dishes, paying your bills, sorting out your budget, things like that. Those physical, practical things in life are often a manifestation of our self-discipline, and they can often add unneeded and undue stress on our lives. I am a self-proclaimed natural procrastinator. I feel like I am a somewhat reformed procrastinator, but nevertheless, I've always been tempted to put things off to the last minute, even the smallest things like writing thank you notes, sending mail, cleaning the house, all of that kind of stuff. I really feel like if you want to take charge of your life, the first and best thing you can and should be doing is to take charge of your environment, the place in your care. We all have something that's in our care, whether it is half of a dorm room, a bedroom in our parents' house, or an entire condo, apartment, or house that we own. We are in charge of that space, and it is a manifestation not just of your creativity with home decor, but who you are as a steward of the things you've been given. We can show gratitude by caring for the things we own, by keeping them clean. And again, keeping our life clean is more than just cleaning up our room. It's also cleaning up those small practical details. I know this stuff sounds really boring and obvious, but it's often those little things that can kind of prevent us from leveling up, because when we avoid those small little tasks, we are often, showing an avoidance of responsibility. And if you want to level up in life, if you want to be a full-blown adult, you have to embrace responsibility, the fun responsibilities and the monotonous, boring ones. All of this goes towards building discipline. And I truly believe that the number one thing you're going to want to focus on when leveling up your life is self-discipline. I get asked all the time how I grew self-discipline, and I think one of the first ways I did it was by taking responsibility in those small little areas.
I'm about marrying a ball dog.
Hi. He helped me be more disciplined. He helped me pay my bills and learn how to use the mail. Like the mailbox, like I'm not kidding you. All right, let's move on to the second part. Assess your weaknesses and your strengths. It is essential to know who you are and what you're dealing with from an unbiased and very honest perspective. And the truth is that no one is perfect. We all have flaws. But the more familiar you can get with your flaws and your weaknesses, the more capable you will be at recognizing them and dealing with them. I believe that if you want to level up, you're a person who has the maturity to recognize your flaws and start creating an action plan for how to address them. I've been aware for a long time that my weaknesses are often in the areas of being envious or selfish or lazy. I've struggled with wanting what other people have but not wanting to put in the work. I've struggled with being selfish. I've struggled with self-discipline, and only by recognizing those things about myself, taking constructive criticism from people who love me, have I been able to get more of a handle on those things. I do believe from a spiritual perspective, as a Christian, this is necessary. The process of being sanctified through Christ, through the guidance of the Holy Spirit, means that we need to face our sins and go to the foot of the cross cross and ask for forgiveness. That's just a regular part of Christian life. But even for my non-Christians in the audience, I really do encourage you to get to know your weaknesses. Identify these weaknesses and remember that it's okay to not be perfect. I am not perfect. I have flaws. We all have flaws. And the point of saying that isn't to celebrate our flaws, it's to address them and to hopefully improve. And the best thing about identifying your weaknesses is that it actually makes you a stronger person. Sometimes we can have too much pride to want to face our weaknesses. I've struggled with that in the past too, perfectionism and pride. But when we humble ourselves and admit and recognize that we're not perfect, and in fact we can be kind of terrible sometimes, it actually accelerates us to a stronger point where we can actually level up so much easier. So after you identify your weaknesses, identify your strengths. Figure out what you're actually good at, what you're naturally prone to do, the things that you have going for you, because those things will help you overcome your weaknesses. And don't be a person who says that you have nothing going for you. That's lack of self-esteem and a problem. Everybody has something that they're good at. Everybody has something going for them. And the best part is, even if you have only a couple things going for you, you can always improve and get stronger in your strength. Most people aren't born with perfectly developed strengths. We have to work on them throughout our lives. And just as you can manipulate and work on your weaknesses, you can do that with your strengths as well. All right, my third tip, do a full body cleanse. I'm not talking about like a juice cleanse or a vegetable detox or going to a spa. I'm talking about a refresher. Now, I've mentioned this many times on my channel, but I did go through a difficult time in my life where I was grieving. I was very emotionally and mentally low, in a pit of despair, you could say. And at that time, I was so focused on mentally and emotionally surviving, getting through the workday, those kind of things, that I did not have the excess energy to put into my hygiene, my beauty, my health, my fitness, all of that. So when I was ready to come out of that dark place, one of the first things I began doing was cleansing myself of the literal dead skin, the literal broken ends of my hair. Cleanse yourself by getting more sleep, more efficient sleep. Cleanse yourself by maybe even taking a social media break, a Netflix break, a break from screens, or a break from really dramatic relationships. A really great starter pack for a cleanse is to start avoiding alcohol, substances, to start getting more sleep, and maybe even putting a pause on your social media. If you do all these things, you will start to feel cleansed in a matter of days. All right, my fourth tip, create goals. Now, you guys know that I am not this high-powered career person. I am a homemaker, first and foremost. I am a wife. That was my goal in life, and I am happily living my goal. So your goal doesn't have to be this crazy, conquer the world, rise to the top of the promotion line kind of thing. It can be very specific and unique to who you are, your beliefs, your personality, your dreams, okay? We have space on this channel for people with a wide variety of dreams. So it doesn't matter how big or how small your goals are. They could be career goals, but they could also be relationship goals, family goals, goals as small as growing out your nails, growing out your natural hair color. In fact, the more small goals you have that you can achieve, the better, because when you start to work on your goals, achieve them and check them off a list, you're going to become more self-disciplined and motivated, and you're going to start experiencing that amazing feeling you get when you accomplish something you put your mind to. And that's a huge part of leveling up. However, if you do have an extreme goal, like losing an excessive amount of weight, try to make mini goals on the way to that big goal. So if your goal is to lose, 45 pounds, try to just lose 2 or 3. Add in some vegetables to your diet, drink more water, say no to alcohol. Start with those small goals on the way to your big goal. So goals can be body related, they can be beauty related, they can be health, family, but they can also be relationship goals. It's okay to have a goal to one day get married. It's okay to have a goal to find your mate. That is natural, that is healthy, that is how we are created. Never feel guilty if that is a goal for you. But again, that's a big goal. So try to create mini goals like being more social, being more active in your community, working on your beauty, working on your social skills, whatever that is. Try to make small goals on the way, again, to that big goal. All right, my fifth and final tip is to study the masters. Now, a master of leveling up is going to look different for all of us because we all have, again, different goals, different unique individual personalities. So try to find some role models. The best thing I can tell you is to find a wide variety of role models who embody different traits that you want to embody. So this isn't really about copying someone's life. It's not about copying their every move. It's not about worshiping influencers. It's about learning from people who have achieved something that we also want to achieve, or merely finding ourselves inspired by their life. So you can do this, of course, with influencers, but you can also do it with real life people that you know. You can find a mentor. You can learn from your mother, your grandma. There are so many ways to approach this, but I really encourage you to find a wide variety of masters and mentors. I have a few different women I follow on Instagram purely for beauty inspiration. I have others I follow for wife tips or homemaking stuff. I have women I follow for femininity, women I follow for home decor. You know, there's a wide variety of things that you can be inspired by. So don't get so caught up or obsessed with one person or influencer, because again, you are an individual. So try to maintain your individuality while also learning from people. Also, I would say try to be realistic. Don't model your life after some millionaire, billionaire like Kylie Jenner and try to buy the stuff she buys and live her life. You know, find someone with a comparable life to you. And this isn't to say don't have dreams, but it is to say live in reality and learn to be content with your reality to a certain degree. And remember that it's important most of all to feel gratitude for your life and for who you are as a person. You don't need to completely emulate another person, but you can learn from them and the things they've achieved. So that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in more of this kind of content, I do have some real talk videos on this channel that might interest you. If you haven't yet, consider subscribing, joining the feminine family, and liking the video, as it does help other feminine women find our community. If you're interested, check out my written blog. I am also on Instagram, but in total, I hope you have a wonderfully blessed and leveled up week, my beautiful sisters.